So I wanted to talk to you about why it's important to use health and fitness to help you get through the tough times in life, especially through the holidays. Before I begin, please subscribe to my channel, like, and comment at the end to let me know if any of this resonates with you or if it helped at all. My name is Benika. I am a self-love coach. I help ladies love themselves even more and find ways to fill their cup. I'm also a personal fitness herpe. Once ladies get started with me on their health and fitness journey, they're with me forever because herpes there's no cure, right? They don't go away. So I want to talk about using health and fitness to help you get through the tough times. The holidays are hard for so many women. It could be a marital thing. It could be the loss of a loved one. It could be because of work. It could just be because of just bad energy around you or the people in your life that are making you not feel that you are worth anything, or you're just not finding a way to fill your cup. When you use workouts, what happens is, and I'm not talking about, there's a level, there's the workout that you do to enjoy, to put yourself in a good place. And we all need to have those workouts. But there are some workouts that you do that are a little bit above your current level. And the purpose of those is to help you mentally come out of your comfort zone. It's about pushing you past a certain point. And those to me are the best workouts to help you get through a tough time. I know for me, when I first started my journey, I was going through separation. I still am. I'm a spouse that lives in the same home. We're separated, but we're still married in the same home. And I'll talk about that later to help my women that are going through that, to help them with tips and things. But I needed an outlet. You have no idea how hard it was when I first started living this way to see the person that was creating hurt for myself show up and be in my face every day. It was like I didn't have enough time in the day to figure out what I was going to do next. Just have a time to get my emotions where I needed to be. And let's be honest, as moms, we don't want to cry in front of our children. It's okay for them to see us cry, but we really we don't want them to see us cry because we don't want them to really think that something's wrong. So what I started to do was, when at first I was doing a simpler workout. I was doing hip hop abs and I loved it. Shanti was talking to me. I was dancing. I'm a jamming. I love to dance. Dancing puts me in a different spot. But I needed something that was going to help me get through the tears. And my kids were going to okay, mom cried because she achieved something, not necessarily because she's hurting. So I started doing T25, and trust me, at that time, that was way above my fitness level. And so being able to press play on that workout and just get through it and to cry, it was like, oh my God, such a relief. I had so much, I don't know, it gave me power, but it was a good type of power. I didn't feel vindictive. Even though I was still hurting and there were still things, that I'm going to put this out there, make sure you're going to counseling. I wish I would have done that first. I didn't go to counseling because I was ashamed that my marriage was failing, or that there was things that I knew about my marriage that I've been okay with for a long time, and admitting that was hard. But there was no one there to tell me that that's the best thing. It's just to admit that you knew the things that was going on. So no matter where you're at right now, make sure you're going to counseling. That's what they're for. They don't care about what you did. That's their job, is to listen. They're unbiased. They just want to help you look at things in a different perspective, not to judge you. So go get your counselor. But anyway, so when I started doing that, I realized how much it truly helped me. But for a couple years, what was happening is during the holidays, um October, what happened, I didn't want to do any of the things. I didn't want to decorate. I didn't want to go trick-or-treating with my kids. I didn't, when Thanksgiving came along, I didn't want to cook. Like, I just was like, that's not my thing. When Christmas came, I just rather the kids buy their own stuff. I didn't want to put up a Christmas tree. There was sometimes that my kids took the tree out on their own and put it up, because I didn't. Matter of fact, I didn't even touch a Christmas tree maybe until last year. I let them put them up. Like, I was like, I refuse to touch it. If y'all want it, you do it. And I had to realize how wrong I was to be that way. One, the reason I stayed in the situation I was in was because I wanted my children to have the father that I didn't have. I didn't have a relationship with my real father. He was off doing his own thing. He had a problem with drugs. And then my stepfather and I, we didn't have a relationship. And there was some childhood things that, shut me down. And so I didn't want that for my kids. I wanted my kids to just enjoy their dad. Like, I wanted my kids to have what I saw, other people saying they're a daddy's girl. They have this connection to their dad. And even though that seemed amazing, it was also very selfish of me, because I was projecting what I wanted onto my children, even if it was in a bad situation. Meaning, they saw us get upset with each other, or they see us not talking to each other. I'll be honest right now, if I have nothing to say, I don't talk. And I know that my kids deserve better, but at that time, like I said, I was being selfish. And it wasn't until I made the decision to do Insanity, and I did it during the holiday season, and I went all in. And it wasn't about any results that I was trying to get. It was just about being able to channel that hurt, that anger, that confusion, that struggle that I was still having in my workouts. And it was the best decision that I've ever made. And even if it's not even just the holiday part, anytime during the year, that's where you need to channel that. But let's go back to the holidays, getting off. But with the holidays, this is when most of us starts to eat. Maybe we lost a loved one, and maybe we're like, we feel we didn't have enough time with our loved one that we lost. And we tend to eat more. We tend to sit. We don't get active. We try to fill the void. Sometimes we overspend, and that leads to stuff. So we shop too much in December. We overspend. Come January, we're struggling with our bills. And the crazy thing about it was just so crazy. We can all be struggling with our bills, but for some reason we find money to buy junk. And then what happens when you buy junk food? You get bigger. And what happens when you get bigger? You have to buy new clothes. And when you have to buy new clothes, but you can't really afford it, it becomes mental stress. You become depressed. You become a shut-in, and you just don't become the best of yourself. You see how this cycle goes? However, if you use exercise to channel that, think about what you're saving. Think about the things that you're truly saving. It's crazy, like, when we've gotten too big for our clothes, we could sell it and make money to buy clothes, but there's that shame that's associated with it, right? We're just like, oh, I'm ashamed of telling people I have to buy new clothes because I got bigger. But when we lose weight, we're like, girl, I got to get rid of these clothes. Let me sell it, get rid of it so I can buy new clothes. So it's not the same thing to say you're going to lose weight and need new clothes, because most likely you're going to sell them to replace them, and you're going to be positive about it instead of holding back and be negative. If you're in a situation where you can't leave, maybe you've gotten yourself in a marital situation where your choices led up to where you're at now, and it's going to take you it's going to take slower for you to get out of that situation. Also use your workouts. Allow them to help you. It's not about being perfect. It's not about saying, it doesn't matter. I've been working out and I haven't lost weight, because your nutrition has to be on it. But I'm going to be honest, when your mind is not there, sometimes nutrition is far from anything you want to deal with. But as long as you continue to work out, eventually your mindset begins to change, and you start to make a choice to do better with your eating habits, especially if you've pick a workout that's over your comfort zone, you're gonna get some type of results anyway. So there's also the time where you have people in your space that are a constant negative energy. For me, living with my kid's father, him and I are not on the same vibrations, not on the same wavelength, and it's not that he's a bad guy, but like I said, our energies are different. So because his energy is different than mine, I tend to get lower in my vibrations. So just like today is my sage and sanitation day, I was doing my sage upstairs. It's a situation that I have to do step by step. Instead of allowing myself to be in my head and feel bad about the decision that I made, beat myself up that I was once somebody else that was thriving on my own and doing the things that now I had to start over and build myself back up. Instead of beating myself up about that, I just empower myself through my workouts. And I share with you ladies about, being open and honest and candid about these things are real. We all go through them. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to feel ashamed about them, because shame starts growing in your head and it limits who you are. It doesn't allow you to go forward. It doesn't allow you to do the things that you want to do. So take this time during the holidays to say you're not going to become like I made a post the other day. Hopefully you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Once Upon a Squat, about not becoming a round pumpkin or a stuffed turkey or Santa's twin, because we have an opportunity to not allow ourselves to do that. You have the opportunity to not allow the food to become the solutions to your feelings. You can have the workouts do it. And before anyone says, oh, there's a cost or there's a thing, walking outside is free. Right? Walking outside. So if you struggle with walking outside is free. But let's say walking is not a thing. Start running. Even if it's, go outside and you run for the count of 10, stop, catch your breath, because I know your lungs are going to be on the floor. I know mine is. I hate running, even though I'm about to do a marathon. But be okay with that. Like, start running. Like, get yourself out there and push yourself past your comfort zone of struggle. Take yourself out of your depression with your workout. Stop trying to live up to other people's standards. Stop trying to do shit to make people think you have your shit together, because all it does is make us fall apart even more. Everybody's situation is different. It's okay to own in on your situation. It's okay to be you. So I really hope that this helped ladies get through. Like I said, I'm going to talk about later about living in the same home as a married couple. I'm also going to talk about the sage and sanitation, like why that, explain the circle of that. If there's any other topics that you guys want to talk about, please comment below and let me know, and I will go ahead and share about this. But no matter what, after you finish watching this, make sure you do something today for 10 minutes at least for yourself to fill your cup. If it's listening to your favorite song, if it's sitting in quiet, just enjoying the peace, do it. I promise you, it'll be the best thing you've ever done for yourself. All right, I'll chat with you ladies later.